Good evening to the live stream viewers, or not live stream, twitch.tv now viewers. Good morning, good afternoon, good day to anyone watching on YouTube. This is going to be my video showing how to play Momir Basic on Magic the Gathering Online. The first part of this is going to be a very basic introduction to it, so if you know how to play it already, you probably don't need to watch this. I'm going to split it into two parts, the actual introduction and the showing how the games actually play out. This is the introduction. It's going to start from fairly basics, starting from Magic the Gathering Online. It's like playing the card game, Magic the Gathering, but, and here's the twist, you play it online with other people, which is really useful if you don't feel like going out, or if it's you want to play Magic on a night of the week that there wouldn't be a gathering at your local game store, card store, whatnot. It's very good. It's very useful. It does unfortunately cost money to even get an account. But if you wanted to do this, you would go to wizards.com/magic/digital/magiconline.aspx. There will be a link to this in the YouTube comment, or in the YouTube description. You'd hit create account. I believe it's $9.99 to make an account, but you get a bunch of stuff. You get a booster pack, you get player tickets, which you need for events, avatars, which are just avatars, exactly what it sounds like, a deck pack, and over 300 Magic Online cards, but they're not the greatest ones, because that's just how these type of things work. So if you do that, and you download it, and you get it installed, then you get this, Magic the Gathering Online, ooh, ah. And to play the mode that we're going to play, you actually have to spend more money, or trade for it. You can trade for this card. I bought it just because I didn't feel like haggling, and whatever, I'm bad at trading and stuff like that. You would just go to the shop, you would hit special sets, and you'd scroll down from the top, I'd say about almost to the bottom, and you've got the Momir Basic event deck. It's another $9.99. In my opinion, worth it, but you can judge after watching this. It comes with the Momir Vig avatar, which is the only thing you really need to play this. That's all you need. It also comes with 5 special land cards and 55 other land cards from throughout Magic Online history. So it's 60 lands and the Momir avatar, which is all you need. So if you just trade for the avatar, you're good. Just keep that in mind. Alright, so I had already purchased it, and then once you do that, if you go to your deck editor, you can load, and it should just have a Momir deck in, if it's not right up there like mine is, it should be under, there you go, Momir event deck. Once you purchase it, it should be right there. But if you load that up, you will notice, when you load that up, you'll notice you've got a bunch of forests, a bunch of islands, a bunch of mountains, a bunch of plains, and a bunch of swamps. You in fact have a 60-card deck, which is all basic lands, and the Momir Vig avatar. I'm not sure how well the text is going to translate and how well it's going to be captured, so I'm going to read the damn card, and hopefully that'll make it clear why you have a deck with 60 land cards. So, the Momir Vig, all these things the avatars do, it's a different game mode that uses avatars. I think it's called Vanguard, I can't remember. It starts you with a bunch of them in Magic the Gathering Online, so that's some of the 300 cards you get. And the avatar is basically something that's always out. It affects your side in positive and or negative ways. This one gives you a permanent plus 40 starting life, and it has an ability, pay X mana, discard a card, then put a token onto the battlefield that's a copy of creature with converted mana cost of X, chosen at random. You can only do this once per turn, and anytime you'd cast a sorcery. So, the basic idea is, let's say you tapped 2 mana and activated this ability, and then you discarded a card from your hand. You would then get any one 2-mana creature from the entirety of Magic history. They just pick one at random and go, this is your 2-mana creature that you get. This feeds into exactly what I love about Magic, which is the randomness of it. I am not a professional player, because I like to do silly things that entertain me, and they're usually random stuff. I love Planes Chase, I love EDH to a degree. I love cards like Knowledge Pools. I love having 2 Knowledge Pools out on the field. If you don't know what Knowledge Pools are, I'll put a link to that. I'm not going to read the whole thing right now. That's the type of gameplay I enjoy. So when I found out about Momir Big Basic on Magic Online, I immediately had to just start playing it. It is mostly luck. There is an element of strategy to it, which I'll go into once I start a game. But it is, for the most part, luck. And now I'm going to make a basic just game against myself, just to show how it goes, and then I'll do some games against other people, because there's always people playing this. So you go to play, we go to casual play, and we go to just for fun. And to make one of these, you do new game. You have to actually drag this window up a bit, because this is way too long, and it would actually cut off Momir Basic normally. So there's Momir Basic. Click that. Make sure your Momir deck is selected. I'm going to choose Solitaire, which just pits me against myself. Nobody's going to watch it. And we hit OK. And it starts up my game. You've got your Momir guy in your command zone, which you can move really wherever you want, just somewhere where it's easy to click but not in the way. For those who haven't played Magic the Gathering Online, this is the basic setup. I'll briefly go over it, because there's also tutorials for it online. Would you like to mulligan? No, there's no reason to mulligan in Momir Basic, because you've got all lands, so you always hit no. Main phase, pre-combat. So, generally speaking, you're going to want to play a land every turn you can. There you go. We've played a swamp. Strategically speaking, most of the cards that have activated abilities that you're going to want to use are actually mountains and swamps. So while I'm using the regular pre-constructed version of this deck, most people, not everyone, most people will alter it and cut out some, usually islands, sometimes plains, and add in a few extra mountains and swamps. This is the basic one that's got just one or an equal amount of every land, but just so you know, there is a deeper strategy and people do stuff like that. And so now, normally I would not activate the Momir card on this turn, because, strategically speaking, the 8 mana drop is the one that has the most consistently powerful creatures, and that's what most people will try and aim for. Whereas if I played a land and then activated that and discarded a card every turn, I wouldn't make it to 8. I'd make it to 6 or 7, depending on if you drew first or played first. So generally, you want to skip your first 1 or 2. You can do them, because I mean, if you get something with mana ramping or card draw, you are ahead. And those tend to be lower cost creatures. So it's really your own personal strategy and how you want to deal with the luck. I'm gonna show it just playing it straight through now, just because it's a tutorial. I don't really care if I beat myself. So you would click Momir. It says pay X. X equals 1 now, because I've tapped that. Okay. And choose a card to discard. Since we already played a swamp, we'll click that. We now have a 1 mana cost creature. It's a Merfolk Wizard. Target creature becomes the color of your choice until end of turn. Not super useful, that activated ability, but it's still a creature. Then we'd hit OK to pass the turn, or pass the phase. OK again. Normally, now it would be the enemy's phase, but this is a solitaire game. I'm only playing against myself, so it's kind of impossible for the enemy to play, because it's me. So we're going to play another mountain. We're going to activate Momir. 2 mana cost. Since you can only do it once per turn, if you're going to activate it, there's no reason to not do all of the mana you have available. There's really no reason. If there's a reason, I've never heard of it. So we hit OK and we discard. We get a lot of force, so that's going to go. And now we have a 2 mana creature, a Fallen Ascari. He has flanking and he can't block, and I am too new to Magic to really know what flanking is. Come on, tell me what flanking is. Tell me what flanking is! It doesn't matter, I'm only playing against myself anyway. Normally, you can just hover over and maybe double-click, or... Yeah, when a creature without flanking blocks a creature with flanking, the blocking creature gets -1/-1. That would be helpful if there was anything to block. So, we're going to declare attackers. Click on my person who's going to be attacking myself. They would declare blockers, there's nothing to declare. We go through and taking 1 damage! Yay! And ow! So play the forest, we'll activate him, and we'll see what we get for 3 mana. Swamp again. Scattertog! Black-red creature, I can exile 2 cards from my graveyard, and he gets +1/+1 until end of turn. That's not bad, because I do have all these cards going to the graveyard. So, that wouldn't be a terrible activated ability. He does not have haste, however, so it doesn't matter for this turn. So there we go, we'll attack with both of those, and we'll bring myself down to 20! Yay. Alright, and let's keep going with the different colors, and tap all of these suckers. Discard another swamp. And we get a random 4 mana, but Oh, champion of fairy. When this enters the battlefield, sacrifice it unless you exile another fairy you control. When this leaves the battlefield, the card returns to the battlefield. I don't have a fairy to sacrifice, so it's just going to go away. I cannot do that, so it gets sacrificed. Clearly, the random nature, not everything is good. Which is okay. Oh no, I don't want to use its ability. I just want to pass phase and attack. And I think I might actually see if I can use his ability. I should be able to... Can I do that now? Yes. Exile card and exile card. In fact, I could do it again. Exile a bunch of cards, and now he's even bigger. Exile cards, you can double click to shrink down because we're not going to need that. This guy, we could do that too, but why would we? We need him. And hey, lots of damage. So let's play, I guess another Plains, why the hell not. And tap all these down. Let's see what we get for 5 mana. Come on, come on, come on. Oh, I gotta discard, duh. Ah, Forest this time. Quicksilver Elemental. For 1 blue, I can give him all active abilities of target creature until end of turn, and can spend blue mana as if it were a mana of any color to pay the activation cost of him, which I guess it doesn't matter really. It would, because random creatures, random activated abilities, but in this game, doesn't matter worth a darn. Oh, excuse me. So we're just going to attack with all of these guys and bring myself down more health. Down to 10. So these games very rarely end early, and you're very rarely going to be attacking with everything. I mean, it's still, even though it's random, there is still an element of strategy to all this. Just going in blindly and clicking everything every turn like I'm doing will probably not net you a win. It will probably be entertaining, and if that's what you want, sweet. There are tournaments of Momir Basic. You can buy tickets in this game, and there are actual prizes. I've never done one of those tournaments, so I don't know what the prizes are. Ooh. Ooh, that's a nice one. Legendary creature, human wizard, Velia the Nightclad. Other creatures you control have Intimidate, which would be really awesome if the enemy actually had anything. Was there another thing it had? Whenever Velia the Nightclad or another creature you control leaves the battlefield, each opponent loses 1 life. That would be cool if I had a way to like sacrifice something, but I don't! So let's just do that, that, and why the hell not? We're gonna pump up this guy, and that may be enough to kill me? Nope, 2 health. Alright, next turn! I might not attack this turn. I want to see if I can get the lands up to 8. So, yeah. I shouldn't have done one this turn. I should have waited. Pale Wayfarer! Intimidate! Because he's getting it from there. And I can give target creature gains protection of the color of its controller's choice until end of turn if I was willing to spend 4 mana. Which I could do next turn. Like, if I wanted to spend a turn getting an extra land. I'm not going to attack this turn. Like, if I wanted to get the extra land out there and not discard this turn, I could also pay the mana cost of this guy. Oh, that's an untap ability. Well, that doesn't help this turn any. Alright, we'll just, yes, empty mana pool. It thankfully gives you that warning. Older cards I'm not used to, so the untap symbol is... I started playing the Razi Eldrazi days for people who play Magic, so I've been playing off and on for a few years. Oh, I played the mana and I won't have it done. See, silly mistakes while you're trying to do stuff. So I'm going to do it this way. We'll click in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You know, we're going to go up to the 9. Why the hell not? You can go as high as you want. I think at some point they stop having mana costs that high. And the game will probably be over by that point, but you could keep going. Zodiac Dragon, Intimidate. When he's put into the graveyard from battlefield, I can return it to my hand. That's not bad. 8/8. So I'm going to swing with everything. Swing with everything, I said. And hey, look, I'm going to beat myself up. Yes, no blockers. Yay! Game ended on turn 10 in defeat. I've lost the game. That's sad. Alright, so this is also, just to finish up my little tutorial aspect of this stream, this is where you'd find games. If you don't want to make a Momir game, you can sort by type, I believe. And if you scroll down, it should say, constructed... Come on. Constructed Momir Basic. And you'll notice there's a handful of them. It is fairly popular, which is pretty awesome. I think that's about it for the tutorial. Now I'm going to play a few games, however much time allows for. Probably 2, I'm figuring. For For the YouTube viewer, this is the end of the video. Thanks for watching Viperland. I forgot to introduce myself. I am ViperS for Viperland, my streaming game show. Thank you for watching this tutorial. Hopefully this has sparked you to want to play Momir Basic. If you already have a Magic the Gathering online account, super easy. Just trade someone for the card. It's always there. The bots always have it because it's a in-demand type of thing. I'll look up info on what the prizes would be for tournaments. I'll put them in the YouTube comments of this video and or the next video. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Feel free to like my Facebook page on facebook.com/ViperlandStream. That is where all of the information for all of this stuff is gathered. When I'm going to stream, what I'm going to stream. You can post requests. You can let me know how you think I'm doing, which I really appreciate. There's also a contest going on there. I need to bump it back to the top of the page, but there is a contest going on where you can win $20 of free Steam games. So check that out. Thank you for watching, and next time on Viperland, I actually play some of these games against people.